Legal problems of New York billionaire and accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein are now being felt at the White House.
A top cabinet member in the Trump administration is now under fire. KCAL 9's Tom Waite has details of the fallout. Tom?
Yeah, this could be a brewing scandal. We'll have to see where it goes. This case is very interesting because Epstein was and is very well connected. Tonight, the president distancing himself from Epstein, someone he once called a friend. And Mr. Trump is also, for now, defending his labor secretary.
What I do know is that he's been a really great Secretary of Labor.
President Trump today defending Labor Secretary Alex Acosta. Acosta is under fire for helping to negotiate a secret plea deal for billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein in 2008 when Acosta was a U.S. attorney in Miami. At the time of the secret deal, Epstein was also accused of underage sex trafficking.
If you go back and look at everybody else's decisions, whether it's a U.S. attorney or an assistant U.S. attorney or a judge, you go back 12 or 15 years ago or 20 years ago and look at their past decisions, I would think you'd probably find that they would wish they maybe did it a different way.
Under the 2008 agreement, Epstein got immunity from federal prosecution, instead pleading guilty to lesser state charges. He spent just 13 months in jail and was allowed to leave 6 days a week to work at an office. Secretary Acosta tweeted about the new charges against Epstein Tuesday morning, saying now that new evidence and additional testimony is available, the New York prosecution offers an important opportunity to more fully bring him to justice. President Trump once considered Epstein a friend, but today he distanced himself from the convicted sex offender.
I was not a fan of his, that I can tell you.
But Mr. Trump told New York Magazine in 2002 that Epstein was a, quote, terrific guy who shared his interest in, quote, beautiful women. But Mr. Trump noted Epstein liked them on the younger side. The president now says the two haven't spoken in years.
Do you still think Jeffrey Epstein is a terrific guy?
I had a falling out with him a long time ago. I don't think I've spoken to him for 15 years.
On Monday, federal prosecutors unsealed new charges of sex trafficking against Epstein. More accusations that he preyed on young girls at his homes in New York City and Palm Beach. According to prosecutors, victims were initially recruited to provide massages to Epstein, which would be performed nude or partially nude and typically include one or more sex acts. A search of his $77 million townhouse turned up hundreds and perhaps thousands of photos of underage girls. Epstein also reportedly kept a so-called little black book, first obtained by the website Gawker. Contained in the book, contact info for the rich and powerful, President Trump, actor Alec Baldwin, and singer Courtney Love. So far, prosecutors have not accused them of any wrongdoing. President Trump was asked about the specifics of his fallout with Epstein. He did not answer that question. Epstein has pleaded not guilty and has a bail hearing next week. Susie, back to you.
All right.